I don't personally like family-run businesses where you end up hiring another family member who doesn't know how to run said department. That doesn't make any sense. You can't just hire family because they're family. You have to hire somebody because that it makes sense.
You can have family tailored to that job if you want.
Sure, but
that takes some effort to think about.
Right, but for the role itself, it has to. They have to apply for that role. Like their own
fair market
education
value
has to match that role. And if it does not, then I'm not hiring you for that role.
That's right.
I'll hire you for something else, and maybe you can like something that's very like entry level, and then I can train you up to get to said position. But you're not starting off at like a $70,000 position and you don't know the criteria. Of that role. It doesn't make
fair.
sense.
It's just fair market treatment. People do that with housing too. Like if they give family and friends really, really good deals, but you can't technically count that as rent because it's not fair market value. Like if I give somebody let's say a 2-bedroom apartment, which is just, let's say in Chattanooga, Tennessee, right? That's going to be like $1,400, $1,500.
Yeah.
But I give it to them for $400 a month. That's not fair market value. There's problems with that. But anyway, regardless.
I mean, I was comfortable with to just keep. I was like, maybe we should just run with this. I kind of like talking about this, but. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on another episode of the LeisureHub Podcast. I am your host, Justin, and again, we have Tom.
Hey, everybody.
I won't make the same joke twice, but I will say he has an interesting last name.
Indeed.
I will give it that. We have a little bit of a treat, pun intended, for you today.
Literally baked in.
It is baked into the podcast, quite literally, metaphorically, and this guy's a baker.
Yes.
I mean, more or less so now, but he's a baker.
I would never give up that title. That's for sure. I think that, everybody should be these things. We need to take the opportunity to do as much as we can. And so when it comes to baking, if you can bake, call yourself a baker. If you're a cook, you can cook, do it, because there's just something so satisfying about you doing it and getting it done. And not only that, but sharing it with other people. Now, if it's not so good, maybe not sharing it with other people. Maybe waiting on that.
Maybe you should.
But
I had a list for you.
Okay.
I'm not connected to the internet.
Okay.
So hold on.
Lucky me.
We'll be right back. No. And we're back.
Indeed.
We're back. Not Indeed, the job hunting.
They don't own the word Indeed.
They don't own that. It's not trademarked,
not
but
yet.
They do have a logo with that on there. I hope you can't see my screen. Because
I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't know what it is though.
It's strudel.
It's no, wrong.
Okay.
Okay. So what the question that I wanted to ask you, I wanted to test your baking prowess.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you think the top 10 baked goods in the U.S. are?
All right. I have so many questions, but I guess I can't ask them.
No, and I'm gonna write them down. And this is not in any particular order. This is just what you think.
Oh gosh, that's such a. All right. Well, we're gonna go with cookies.
Okay.
Cake, and what I mean particularly is like birthday cake, like a 2-layered regular cake.
Okay.
Then 3-layered cake, probably. Bundt cake. That's really popular now.
Mm-hmm.
Donuts, if you count that.
Yeah,
I do.
It's a dessert. It's a dessert.
Yeah. Pie.
Oh, okay. But let's be more specific. What kind of pie?
So we can be more specific.
Yes, at least.
So then I'm going to go chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
Oatmeal cookies.
Okay.
Then we're going to go apple pie, pumpkin pie.
I'll just put them up on the screen.
All right. Yeah, apple pie, pumpkin pie. When it comes to cake, probably just chocolate and vanilla cake. Like, it's simple, people are rather simple sometimes. Gosh.
What are we at? What number are we
We're
at?
donuts, but also I would just say old-fashioned. And then also glazed. Like, people are, again, glazed or what are those things called? You just put the cream on top. What is there's an official word
like
for
a strudel?
No, I just mean like with a donut, like just a normal donut with icing on top. Like, what do you just call it?
It's just a glazed donut.
A glazed donut. Yeah, so glazed donuts.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna say Strudel's probably not that popular, but I love strudel, so we're gonna put strudel on there. That's a personal favorite.
Okay.
And so strudel. So I don't know how much we're at.
That we'll put it at that just for
All
time.
right.
Okay. So I'll read you the full list according to bakersusa.com.
Yeah, I don't know how much I trust that source, but
Here's their top 10 baked goods that Americans love the most. Okay. Starting at number 1, apple pie.
Okay.
So you gave an order. It wasn't in any particular order, so you got apple pie. You got that one.
That's right.
Chocolate chip cookies. That was your number 1 guess. So this is number 2. So chocolate chip cookies, number 2. So you were close. Bagels, number 3.
Bagels. Yeah, okay.
Bagels. Number 4, cream puffs.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought that.
Number 5, cornbread. Cornbread is very popular. See, this is where you start to lose me with the list a little bit. Number 6, blueberry muffins.
Ooh, yeah.
They're good.
Blueberry muffins.
They're good, but I would have never expected them to be at number 6.
Chocolate muffins. Oh.
Number 7, it's a delicacy for in the Dutch realm.
The Dutch. Okay.
Yes, because it's I believe it's Dutch. Whoopie pies.
Oh, you mean Pennsylvania Dutch?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. That is very popular.
So yes. Number 8, red velvet cake.
Oh, really? I'm surprised by that one.
Yeah.
Not by the whoopie pies, by that one for sure.
Number 9, banana bread.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't see the hype in banana bread, but
it's just so cheap and easy to do, you know.
I guess, but you got to wait for the bananas to spoil, and who wants to eat brown bananas, Tom?
Yeah, I like banana bread.
You like banana bread, but you don't eat bananas that are way past.
No.
If they're not green, you're not eating them.
No, if they're not bright yellow.
If they're not green.
Right, yeah.
Number 10, and last but not least, pretzels.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes.
I guess I didn't consider that when we're talking about baked goods. Like, I guess I more meant baked sweets. But I also have done baking of bread and all this other stuff. So it's like, that's good.
Yeah.
And sourdough bread's popular now. Like, people apparently love baking sourdough, like doing all this stuff. I'm not even technically baking it, but like, preparing like the dough in the way that they prepare it. It's like all these different facets that they do. But a friend's wife knows a lot more than I do. I just kind of was inculcated by her knowledge.
I thought you were gonna say you're Caucasian. I was like, what does that have to do with what does that have to do with baking? I'm very unclear what that has to do.
Almost nothing.
Almost nothing. What got you into baking? Just curious.
Yeah. So when I was like 13, I just decided I wanted to do things essentially.
I just wanted to do things. What those things are, I don't know.
I just want to get a lot done, like try a bunch of things. And so like I started to see like what people have done, and then like, can we perfect it? Can we do better? And so like my mom and my aunts and even my sisters would make baked goods, and no offense to their talents, but I didn't really quite like them. And so
like their talents or them as people?
I mean, maybe a little bit of both, but no.
Wow, you heard it here first. He doesn't like his family.
But no, they're baked goods, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with some of them, but like some of them, like, oh, you would burn your chocolate chip cookies, like that doesn't taste good, or you wouldn't know how to make like your what do you call it, quiche? Like, you don't know how to make that. It's like,
I mean, do people really need to know how to make a quiche?
Yes. If you're gonna make one, make it right.
I feel like the most common baked good would probably be like a cake or cookies.
Right.
Those
for
are
me, but most
easy
people
to
will
make.
do that from a box. And so what I'm saying is like, that's just nasty. Like,
it's always fresh.
So if you put a box of cake compared to a cake made from scratch, or you look at a pie with baked crust that you do separately, which I've done before, but I've also done the normal stuff where you do the crumble graham crumbles, and or you do like the what do you call it, the Pillsbury stuff.
Does it really add a difference when you do the crumble? Like, is it just for like aesthetics at that point?
No. I mean, it does make a difference, and the glaze makes much more of a difference than the crumble would.
Sure.
But I also meant like graham cracker crust is what I more so meant.
Got you.
So like, I've done all that stuff, but I'm saying like, it's just, you can't truly beat when you have a good recipe that you bake the crust of a pie, and then you actually bake the pie itself separately. But like, again, I tried to perfect it, right? I was trying to perfect things. And so I actually made like a little cookie business and all of that. And so the real reason was I was curious.
Sure.
So I saw something, and like, kind of like how you hear of that kid who like for some reason takes apart radios and see how they work. I was just like, what makes a cookie a cookie? Why does it taste good? Like, why can I do that? Can I make it better than most people? And so like I just started doing that. And it's not about being better than most people in terms of actually like being better, but in terms of like, can I make a more quality product that people appreciate? Can I enjoy it? Will I enjoy the process of it? What makes it it? You know, it's like asking these deeper questions when it comes to baking. Like, obviously these aren't very deep questions. In terms of like, when it comes to baking and I'm 12, 13, how can we dissect it, right? What can we do to make it better? So that's kind of where I was at in that mindset. Like, I was already doing a bunch of other like internet things and stuff, and I wanted something more with my hands, whatever it was. And it was also low effort. And like, baking is not that hard. And so what I mean by that is you can get started, right? It's easy to get started. You can buy the supplies, follow a recipe, be patient, and it won't be the best, but you can get it done.
As long as you're patient.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people don't have that.
And I just think like, so that's what I mean. It's just low cost compared to like some things like podcasting. Takes some initial effort.
It's very cheap.
Is it cheap? I mean,
you could do it cheaply.
You could do it, and I have. You know those Yeti ones?
Yeah.
Those Yeti mics for like $20. That's what I started on.
That's what we were recording on for a little bit. Well, the one mic was this one, and then Pedro had the other. He had a Yeti because he already had one. So I was like, well, I'm not dropping another amount on that. So
that's fair.
But it had it was omnidirectional.
Okay.
So which means that if we were talking like, this is really only like getting my voice from this general direction.
Right.
But omnidirectional means it's getting it from front, back, left, right, diagonal. Like, it's coming in from everywhere. So when I would talk, there's a lot of leakage on his end.
Fair.
And it was painful to edit. It was so painful to edit. It took me so long to do that.
Yeah.
But with these, because it requires so much sound or
right.
like volume. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So I guess all I meant was baking is quite, straightforward.
Sure.
And, of course I've had a lot of exposure to this topic, so I'm aware that, there's a bias there. But regardless, I do think, you go to the grocery store, you buy things, it's pretty low effort. And if you can't do that, maybe you shouldn't be doing much of anything. But, that's maybe my hot take of the day.
Yeah.
So regardless, I got into baking because of those curiosities. And then I saw opportunities with it. So I even made a little cookie business in school, which got shut down because, the school was a monopoly. So, it's like I could have black marketed the cookies.
Yeah.
And but they wouldn't have. It wouldn't have been a good result, even though there was nothing illicit about the cookies.
They just don't want the competition.
That's right.
Tom, I almost called you Mike. I don't know why I was about to call you Mike.
Yeah, some people say I look like a Mike.
I don't really know this guy. Doesn't he look like Dave Franco? Doesn't he look like Dave Franco?
I'm better than Dave Franco.
He's very successful.
I'm mean. That's the result there.
You're mean, or you're
I'm me.
Oh,
I am who I am.
No
right?
one wants to be.
I'm my own person. So Dave Franco looks like me.
I don't know. I think you look like Dave Franco. All right, because we're a little shorter on time because some implication or some problems that arose.
Yeah, with management, of course.
Yeah, management, of course. We'll touch quickly on baking's rise in popularity. Why do you think so many people have started baking in the last so it's been 5 years? Really,
have they?
It blew up in 2020. You're not on social media a lot, but baking is a big trend now. Sourdough starters, specifically,
for sure, sourdough, yeah,
is the big thing. So a lot of, from what I've noticed, a lot of things, some of the main points that why people start baking is, like you said earlier, it's cheaper, it's better for you, it's healthy for you, you feel better. A lot of those, there's a lot of good benefits from baking. Skill, yeah. And then obviously you have trends, and you have trending, and you're like, oh, it's on social media, I want to get into doing that. But a lot of the issue that you have when people see this thing on social media, they see a hobby specifically on social media, is they're like, oh, they broke the steps down in a manageable sense that I can do it myself.
Right.
And then they end up doing it, and they're like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Which I don't think baking is for everybody.
No.
I think it was definitely a skill that we as humanity used to have. That
used
was
to need more.
Used to need, and it was inherent. You if you didn't know how to bake, there was something wrong. Now it's you don't need to, because you just go to the grocery store. And
lower quality, though, let's be honest.
Lower quality with more preservatives. I always talk to you about that.
It's so much lower quality. So you're missing out on it.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah.
but I will say, those who bake and have gotten into baking from this big trend in 2020, from when everyone was kind of at home,
Right.
they really, really enjoy it. I mean, just from hearing you talk about it, I mean, it sounds like you really enjoy baking. You just don't
Yeah.
have a lot of time to do it.
Yeah. If I would go back to baking, like normally, like I don't know, maybe once every 2 weeks or something, something short, I'd probably invest maybe like 3 hours or something like that to bake some really good cookies. Because like I like cookies. They're simple. They're delicious. People love them. They're portable. I also like pies though, but pies require a little more investment.
That apple
And
pie you
so-
made was delicious, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I've tried to do better and better with it. So I've had like actual people who were quite critiqued of it. And that's very helpful because like
Yeah.
if they critique it, like he said, oh, it's very cinnamony. It could benefit from like a little bit of more lemon or a little of this or that. And it's like you get to perfect the recipe and it actually reaches a point where it's like not only the normal palate, but like most people's palates would just be like, whoa, this is really good.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, so I really appreciate the praise as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, I
also
threw it up
appreciate that.
immediately after
Yeah.
that, so.
I just
So I don't know what you put in the apple pie, but it was great, but then it was
yeah.
disgusting afterwards.
Right,
No, I'm
right.
kidding.
I always put laxatives in my pie.
That's what it is. Honestly, it gave a good flavor.
Exactly. It's always bubblegum flavor. It mixes well with the
It's
apple.
just Pepto-Bismol. Bismol.
But like just in reality, like I do like that process. It's because it's more like with baking, it's an adjustment. You keep tailoring the recipe and going forward. And another thing you kind of benefit from. So I have a grandmother's recipe book where like literally I have
Like
her.
your grandmother's? Or
Like
just
my grandmother's, right? She did all these other recipes, and my other grandmother as well. So I know there's official terms for it, but like
Sure,
my
sure,
dad's
sure.
side and my mother's side,
Yeah.
they both have their own like recipes. And so I actually get to go back. Like I don't know how many people truly have like a grandmother's recipe book, but
Mhm.
apparently like we do, and it's like a series of large cards. And sure that they've gotten it from other sources or whatever else. It's not just their own brain, but
right.
regardless, you take what you can get from it and then you can adapt and make it
Mhm.
better or make it more modern or whatever you need to do. And so like part of that is just I as a person like to tailor and craft. And it's like when I tailor and craft, baking is just another way to do it, another way to express it. And so why people got into baking, right? So that's like, I want to get back to that. Why people got into baking, I think, is because, again, they not only saw how low cost effort was, but it's at home, right? So like, let's think of the incentives of COVID. The unfortunate circumstance of what COVID was, like you were at your home
Yeah.
a lot,
Yeah.
or you even worked from home, or you had a non-essential job or whatever it was. And so now you're kind of stuck at home.
Mhm.
And you might have a bunch of extra sugar, a bunch of this, and it's like, okay, let's do some baking. Like, I don't know what the statistics are on it, but like, I'm sure people just kind of found some time and did some things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure cooking got more popular too, because it's like, I can't always go out to eat. Restaurants are shutting down. And so it's like, let's
True.
just do a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, I think, why it's more just the incentive structure. It's like
Mhm.
they were kind of incentivized to do it. Now, for those who stuck with it, they either fell in love with it or they saw the benefits enough to keep doing it, right? Now, I don't think most people go about and like spend hours and hours baking, but they'll see like, oh, okay, well, if I make a big batch of cookies, I can have that for my party or whatever else,
Mhm.
like because people do meets and gets-togethers all the time. Or it's like, oh, if I want to actually bake my own bread, because like, oh man, you can't. Pause break here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can tell you how much I love farm fresh bread. I had this bread.
Mhm.
I was in New York, and this pig farm. I'm not going to shout out names because they probably wouldn't want me to.
Sure.
But oh my goodness, she knows how to make bread.
yeah.
Like it was
they're-
like 4 ingredient bread besides the normal stuff that you need, and it's like, oh my. And then it was like farm fresh butter as well on top
Yeah,
of that, and it's
yeah.
like,
Dude, you can't beat it.
oh wow.
I was getting fresh sourdough bread for a long time, and so there's sourdough, but then there was like they ended up turning it into like actual like sandwich bread, and they would drizzle honey in it to like give it like a honey
Yeah, no,
sourdough, and
yeah.
it was, dude, I'm telling you, like I ended up like going back to store bought, like
Yeah.
Aldi, Walmart, store bought,
Oh gosh,
dude, and
yeah.
it's the consistency in the bread
Sponge
is
bread.
yeah, it's so weird because I'm like all of the extra like the xanthan gum and extra garbage that they end up throwing, it just distorts the bread so much that it doesn't even, it's when you compare it to real bread, it doesn't look anything like it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of strange, you know?
It's just, that's another thing about corporatism. But
yeah. But
there's one thing I want to add,
Sure.
if I may.
Sure.
My store bread, the only store bread I go for, I don't endorse this company. I don't even really like it, but it's
Whole Foods.
It's Dave's Bread.
Dave's Bread. I don't
I
think I've
love
heard
Dave's
of Dave's Bread.
It's an artisan bread
Okay.
ran by a past convict, and he redeemed himself in such a way that he made like a I don't think it's billion yet, but like a very, very large company. It's all around the United States at least.
Yeah.
And it's quality bread. Like we're talking 5 seed bread, whole grain, 21 grain bread,
Mhm.
white bread done right type of thing. And it's artisan bread. It's the closest you can get to home bread
Mhm.
at the store.
Right.
In again, unless you're getting actual home bread at the store, because that happens from time to time, or like
Yeah.
markets. So I would
Yeah.
choose that. I would choose like market bread or actual home bread
Mhm.
1st. I'm saying like if I'm at Walmart, most likely you're not getting actual sourdough bread there.
No.
You're gonna get like Walmart baked bread. Sorry, even Walmart baked bread isn't as good as Dave's bread, and
No.
Dave's bread comes in a truck.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like anyway, but it's expensive, so I get why people
Yeah.
can't. It's like $8 or something ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, $8 is kind of expensive. But if you there's some sourdough that I was buying from somebody else at my mom's job. She was selling for like, I think it was like $10 for like a loaf of sourdough bread. Which I mean, she is buying the ingredients. She's
It's a lot
doing
of
all
labor
the.
involved.
It's a lot of labor involved. So it's $10. You know, whatever. Do you think that because of the labor, do you think there's a lot of effort? Do you think effort changes the meaning of baking said good?
Can I just ask you to clarify what you mean by that?
No, I can't. You got to take it and run with it.
Okay.
So like the amount of time, the amount of effort that you put into something, do you think that changes your overall outlook on that? So you appreciate it more?
So in terms
basically.
of my effort expended or someone else's effort expended?
Generalize.
So when it comes to generally my effort of expansion, I enjoy that because of the experience. But when it comes to someone else's effort, I don't see that same effort, right? So I honestly would say no. I don't I don't have that same outlook because I just haven't seen how much they appreciate it.
Sure.
But if I'm like talking to a baker, for example, this my friend's wife, like I would talk to her about her bread. I get to see some of that because like she rubs off on me, and it's like, whoa, you're into this bread. Like you're into this hobby. You enjoy this, and I can see the effort and the love that you put into it. And so like I can see the value of your labor in that. But it's like somebody who's kind of doing it as like let's do it. It's like I don't see value in that labor.
Yeah.
But it's not that I'm gonna stick with that. I don't really see value in that labor.
Yeah, right.
And so like for me, I would say in general, you have to show it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you show your dedication to that, not only but I think more people will see that labor and be willing to pay more,
Right.
or even just value it more. Like, oh, this is really good bread because you do that, compared to if you kind of play it down. It's okay to kind of play up what you're good at and things like that. It's just like, let's not be arrogant, let's not be rude,
Mm-hmm.
but let's kind of, it's okay to love and be passionate and play up what you enjoy.
Yeah.
And so it's like, do that. Make your bread taste better because
Yeah.
it's gonna.
Yeah.
That way. It's just gonna.
that it's almost like it's kind of hard because I think like baking is there. It requires a lot of time.
Yeah.
And it does require a lot of effort in the very beginning, but once you get it down, it's like a science, and you acclimate to the whole process.
Okay.
But unless you're making something completely new from scratch, then it is what it is. But do you think that shortcuts breed results more than making things entirely from scratch?
I really only have one word for that. No.
Yeah.
I don't really have much to expand upon that.
Shortcuts don't really help out too much.
I know
I
know we live in a world of like looking for shortcuts.
time faster.
But I can tell you this right now, just as anyone would tell you in a myriad of fields, no.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Not only do you not get the experience, the skill, and the enjoyment from the longer process and the journey, but you honestly don't get the same benefit.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you do shortcuts with bread, you're probably going to fail. Like the bread's not going to rise properly, or there's going to be some sort of crust issue or whatever it is. Or you forget something and you burn it or whatever it is. If you do any sort of shortcut, there's more likelihood that something will go on.
Right.
And I think it's much more results and science based than it is at least the way I approach it. It is also an art though.
Yeah.
It's a mix, but regardless, no.
Yeah. I have to ask you a question, and this is: do you eat crust? Do you eat your crust
On the bread?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pizza?
Sometimes.
Yeah. That question was for you, Adam. You'll see that later.
Yeah,
I'll make sure.
Sometimes I do. If it's from like Papa John's or something, I'm probably not going to eat the crust because it's just I don't need to have more of that crap in my system, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But if it's like artisan pizza where it's like, oh wow, quality product, like I got it from somebody who actually knows what they're doing, I'm going to savor every morsel of that. So it's like I just think when it comes to, we have sacrificed quality for the quantity.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people who, have searched this up kind of realize that. Of course, you're not going to get the best thing at Domino's. Of course not. You're going to have to pay more and go somewhere a little more, you're going to have to do that. Of course, with the grocery store. But it's just, I guess the newer generation, they've just been so inculcated and grown on the culture of convenience and the culture of, on the culture of just get it now and eat it now or whatever it is, where they might not value or even realize. Well, no, I mean, there's a deeper conversation there, really, because I mean, convenience is kind of what we're led to. Convenience is something that we're led to believe that because we don't have a lot of time as Americans, we don't have a lot of time, and which is why I was very surprised to hear you say what you said, because you don't have a lot of time yourself. Yeah, you're just I don't have I want to optimize the most amount of time that I have, and baking is just one of those things that I just don't have time for at this point in your life. But I don't think that baking is always about the end goal. And we kind of touched about that a little bit, right? A lot of it is really just about the experience, the overall enjoyment, the process, living in that, that instance of, hey, I'm doing this thing and I genuinely like doing it. And I liked seeing it from start to finish. Right. There was before I started doing this podcast, I was I noticed that I would have a hard time. There's a lot of things that people don't like doing, right? You have certain things that you like doing, and there's certain things that you don't like doing, right? In general, I don't like writing, right? I don't really like reading all that much. I do it, but I don't really like reading all that much. And there's a few other things that can make a list. But the point is, the podcast requires a few of those things that I don't like. So a lot of that is enjoying the process, even if you don't like it, but finding the joy, finding the enthusiasm, even in elements of things that you don't. I have another quote for you.
Writing this, I find enjoyment because it's very creative for me. I get to kind of make it my own. But if I'm doing it for some other cause that I don't really want to do it for, it's I don't like it.
Because you have a passion behind that. Yeah. Would you say that?
Yeah.
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 So what about that exactly? Is it just that you're doing it for yourself, but also you see what it could become?
I think it's because it's my own initiative, right? It's I guess it seems like a very selfish thing, but I'm doing it for me, and I'm not doing it for anybody else.
Why else would you live, man? It's your life.
Yeah, but you mean you want, not saying that you have to please people, not saying you have to live your waking life or every moment living for other people, but I think that a lot of your life should be dedicated to not living it for other people, but offering your time to other people.
Being generous.
Yeah. With a good amount of balance between the both, But what's your quote?
I was just I'll get to the quote, but I wanted to touch on one thing that you said about kind of Americans don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
Put your phone down. Get off this podcast.
No, don't listen to him. Mute him. No. Stay on the podcast. Okay. We need viewer retention.
Just turn off the attention. Turn off the social media. You'd be surprised. Look, stop watching TV. Turn off the TV.
Multitasking.
Okay? You just do it. Stop it. You might realize you could get probably a week's worth what you usually get done if you don't have any social media, don't have any podcasts, you don't have any Netflix, and you just do that. You'd be surprised how much time you truly have to complete real things. Get out of that bed. Stop being lazy. Get some baking, some cookies. But you want to.
But who wants to do that?
I do. I live my life hard.
There's
hustle
not enough
day.
time. There's not enough time in life to do any of that stuff, man. You gotta block out time. You gotta tell people you can't hang out. You gotta do a whole bunch of this and this and that.
Why don't you hang out while baking?
Well,
you do a bunch of things.
Well, that is kind of the thing, right? There's a lot of creativity in it, and there's a lot of control in forming it to what you want it to be.
Collab.
And you can just share it with people.
I've collab,
especially with kids. Yeah. If you have kids, so fun, you have a little bonding time.
That's exactly right. Teaching something to a kid. I'm not a father. I'm not any of that, but I sometimes can be a shadow figure, and it's just great to see that when a kid appreciates that and understands that, not just finds it fun or you give them a toy or something, but they see the applicability, or at least they see how they could use it. They see what they can do with it. Yeah. It's just great.
Kids like being creative. They they like getting their hands dirty and stuff like that. So it's a nice early. Yeah. I mean, you can't start them when they're at 10.
Just get started early.
They don't want to do that anymore.
They will see it. They'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
And my quote is, complete the trivial to
Mhm.
live the wonderful. That's me. I
What
just
does
said
that mean?
What I mean is you got to complete things that need complete, the mundane, the trivial, the tedious, so that you can live your most wonderful life. Because guess what? A decision has to be made. Some things that you don't want to do have to be done. They're baked into the life that you've been given.
I like
your
your little
package.
puns. Yeah.
Okay. They are, and you'll have, of course, the sweet treats of life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying too hard for these puns, but you can
Stop doing it.
you can sprinkle on anything that you want.
Yeah.
Right. But my more point was with the trivial, get done the trivial to live the wonderful, is like this podcast. There's some things that you have to do that you aren't the most entertaining, but to see the result of that, that's wonderful, right?
Yeah.
To see the result of that, like, oh wow, somebody's enjoying this, I'm enjoying this, it's great. Like when I did my podcast, that was great. When I did my Instagram, oh, it was good.
Yeah.
It's like I don't miss those things, but
Yeah.
I had to appreciate them when they were,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so like for example, when I drove 17 hours from South Dakota to the whole way to like
How long?
to North Dakota rather.
17?
17 hours straight. So
Jeez.
North Dakota to Texas.
I thought 10 was bad.
17 hours of driving is kind of whatever, but we were with great people. We were talking about great
company.
things.
Yep.
And it's just like, so I still look back fondly on these memories, even while, quite frankly, driving is a little trivial. It's a little mundane.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, whatever. So that's my point, is like, you're just kind of, we have to do some of these things. Like even in any like in baking, there's just things you don't want to do that aren't as enjoying.
Right.
Joyful rather.
Right. But I guess, yeah, which goes along with what I was saying, which is like, if you just find a way to enjoy it, like even if you're not really like keen on doing that thing, like if you're just like, okay, well, I may not like I don't know, give me like proofing, right, for the sourdough bread. I might not like doing that because I have to wait around for a little bit, but it's about perspective.
Cooling. Oh man, I hate cooling. It's like you put something in the refrigerator, cool for 15 minutes. It's like, oh man, what now? I think you can do other things while cooling if you know how to, if you properly plan.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like sometimes it's like
or the folding part, if you don't like the fold, because you got to do separate folds. It's really not, it's like, it's really a perspective shift, right? Like you gotta see it differently. It's like, yeah, the folds may be mundane, but the end result, like the rise that you're actually getting out of the bread, that's what you're looking for.
The rise.
That's what you're looking for. And like in the very beginning, when you first start baking, there's a lot of trial and error. And so like there's like, I call it trial by baking. Okay. So I want you to share some moments, not of successes that you've had, not of this wonderful apple pie that I had and then also regurgitated.
Did you really regurgitate it?
No. It was great. I would say, I don't know if it was the apples, but it was a little too zesty. A little zesty.
I did put some lemon in there, and lime.
So maybe a little less than that, but otherwise it was fantastic.
It's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Share some moments of your fails in baking history.
Sure.
How you improved, what you learned.
I've had so many cookie fails because I've made so many cookies. Just putting in it 1 minute too long makes it too crisp. That's right. The perfect cookie, if you know how. Let's be honest. The perfect cookie. Okay. The perfect cookie is kind of like a crust-like casing on the outside where it's just kind of cooked, and then a gooey inside. Right.
Thank you.
But the gooey inside can't be too soft. It can't be,
because it'll fall
apart. If it's
apart.
too soft, not only will it fall apart, but the consistency's not right.
Right.
So like sometimes it can still be too gooey and it sticks together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be a perfect consistency where it's like soft,
mm-hmm.
yet gooey, and with a crust on the outside, where the consistency is like melts in your mouth type of thing,
mm-hmm.
not where it's like you're chewing on it type of thing.
Sure.
You don't want that. So point was, one of the worst fails I've ever done was with the box cornbread.
Drum roll, please.
So I'm switching this up. So cookies, I've just burnt so many cookies.
Yeah.
And forgot ingredients.
I feel like it's pretty easy to burn them.
But the worst fail I've ever made was cornbread.
Was it dry?
No, it was way worse than you think. Oh
my God.
I followed all the ingredients on the cornbread, put it in the oven, but I didn't put the cornbread mix in there.
I think you're missing a few ingredients there, Tom.
So I got all the other ingredients they told you to get, and I was like, why is this so watery?
Oh my God.
I'm like, what's going on,
dude?
And sometimes the most simple things are forgotten, but that's one of the worst fails. The other fail was I think it's the quiche was way too alcoholic. It tasted like vodka. It's because I forgot, I think I forgot yeast or something. I forgot one of the main ingredients. Or no, it was like baking powder or something. I forgot I put too much baking soda instead of powder or whatever it was, vice versa. Yeah. And when I ate the cake, it tasted like I'm drinking like vodka, just straight vodka. So it was disgusting.
I mean,
and it was not a very good.
Dude, that's one kind of party. You go to like a party, you just make a quiche. It's just all vodka. I mean, people are gonna have a good time.
That's right. A good time.
Food and
but
drinks,
it just tastes like it. You get none of the benefits.
No. Because when you cook it, it loses the potency, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. And look, another fail. Oh gosh. The pies. I made so many pies too. Like my raspberry pie. You couldn't cut it.
It was just too hard.
Yeah. I was like, I baked it. I probably put something too much of something in there. But I was just like, I grab a knife and I'm like, it's like the knife sticks in there. Like, if you're cutting wood and you put the axe in the wood and it's like it's hard to get out. It's like that with a knife, and I'm like, this is not safe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was something.
So, I mean, you're not supposed to pour concrete in the pie that you're making. Right. So just note stuff. Don't do that.
Quickcrete does have a little bit of delicious flavor if you know
concrete.
Quickcrete. It's a particular brand of quick concrete. It just has a delicious little flavor.
Right.
That if you add just a little bit in. But in reality, that was it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not a weak guy, right? So it's like
that's debatable.
Yeah. Okay. But
he couldn't even lift 2 chairs.
Yeah, 2 chairs. Well, that's for circumstances not to be shared. But yes, regardless.
Scoliosis.
Yes, that's definitely it.
I would say personally about baking, I'm not a baker myself, but I would ultimately say that baking is not about making it Instagram worthy. I don't think it's about making sure that it's perfect. I don't think any of those like trivial things matter when it comes to baking. At the end of the day, it's loving the fact that you do that specific hobby and like being able to share it with other people.
That's right.
And then just overall enjoying it. And then some other times it's just soothing.
That's right. If somebody has to, I don't mean wants to, that's different. But if somebody has to kind of like always be plugged in, and someone has to find other enjoyment in other people in terms of like, you can't just enjoy the craft to enjoy the craft and share it with the people in your life. You kind of have to be online. I don't know.
There might be some problems there.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not a therapist.
Condone that one.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not a therapist. This is not mental advice. This is not any sort of advice in that regard. I want to. Too bad.
Anyway, go ahead. Give us your hot take.
My hot take. What on what?
Baking. Give us your hottest take, your spiciest take.
Most baking sucks. Most people are horrible at baking. I'm sorry. Your grandmother is not good at baking. You can be better. Your cookies don't taste good. People are just saying they taste good.
My grandmother never baked, so I can't. She's not a baker.
You made cookies, and people are just saying it's good because they want to be nice to you. So actually, get somebody who will tell you the truth, because guess what? There's 2 things in life that are true. You'll get the truth if you're ugly and if you're clever. Okay? One or the other, or both, ideally. If you're ugly and clever, you're going to get a lot more truth. So I can tell you this. You don't know how to bake.
Well,
So go back to the basics, okay? Learn how to bake. Get it done, and you'll love it. It's just to love it, like we just talked about it. It doesn't matter if Susan thinks it tastes good.
Susan.
Okay? What matters is you enjoyed it. You think it tastes good. It's for you.
Even if it tastes like dog food, as long as you enjoyed it,
I've had
it doesn't
dog
matter.
biscuits. They're baked too.
You've eaten dog biscuits?
That's right. Delicious.
Oh my God. That's why you...
When I was like 12 or something, like 11, I was like, hey, what are these biscuits? They're not too bad. They're not great.
That's why you act the way that you act. You're not all there, Tom. I will say, I do want to give one little like story about my baking fail that I had.
Yeah.
So I tried to make a pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Because there's this guy on YouTube his name is Josh Wiseman, I think it is. So shout out to him. But not that he'll ever see this anyway. But unless you guys just push it.
Who knows? This could be the most popular podcast in 5 years. You never know.
It'll be in 2 days. But so he had very easy steps for making a pumpkin pie.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. Like, and this was like completely from scratch, making the dough, making the puree, like not even buying the puree, like getting a pumpkin, baking it, peeling the skin off,
That's great.
doing the puree. I'll make this another hot take to go along with this because it kind of coincides with what you said. You're probably not a good baker, but also if like I'm not a good baker, which is why I don't do it. If you do not have the right tools to bake, do not do it. Don't even attempt to do it, because when I made the pumpkin pie, I didn't have a puree machine.
Oh gosh.
I used a blender.
Oh gosh.
And obviously, a pumpkin has a lot of moisture in it, and you need to strain the moisture with a cheesecloth. Did I have a cheesecloth? No. I didn't have a cheesecloth.
I don't even have a cheesecloth.
So in order to get the moisture out, it took way longer. Also the process for like the folds for the dough didn't end up working out very well.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So the crust ended up being a lot harder than it needed to be.
Oh, goodness.
And then I don't know if this is like the general consensus with pumpkin pie, but we put in the recommended amount of sugar for that this recipe was requesting. And we put way more than that, like intentionally, not as an accident, because it just didn't taste sweet enough. And so we added a lot of sugar. And so there was 2 pies that we ended up making. One was better, but the second one was almost inedible. Almost inedible. I remember bringing it to my Thanksgiving, and my aunt, she's a little bit of a baker. She's getting into it a little bit, but I distinctly remember her telling me that she's like, yeah, I had that and I was being nice to you, but that was awful. It was probably one of the worst things I've ever tasted. So yeah,
if I may,
yeah,
I want to add something
Sure.
about this. So there's another, hot take / just kind of advice.
Okay.
When it comes to baking, right? When showing to other people, show your best, right? That's kind of my opinion when it comes to baking. If you have a really good recipe, as Ratatouille says, follow the recipe. If you haven't watched Ratatouille, it's a great movie. But like before Pixar, did other movies, but like Pixar was, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Or was it DreamWorks? I don't know. I really don't know which one.
Yeah.
But follow the recipe, right? Because it was already good. It was already really good.
Right.
But this is spoilers. It's been out for so many years. But the rat then changed some of the recipes. Change the recipe when it needs changed. Don't be afraid of that. But understand that you're taking a risk. That's all. You're just you're taking a risk, and sometimes it'll turn out to be great. Spoiler alert, it did turn out to be great. The rat was a great cook.
Real life thing.
But in terms of most other people, so like most of the people in Ratatouille in that restaurant should never change the recipe because they suck at changing the recipe. But the rat knows how to do it.
I think if you know what you're doing,
that's right.
If you there's some people that genuinely have a good knack for baking, cooking, and they just don't really they know the flavor profiles of different things. They just throw stuff in and they're like, and it comes out wonderfully. If you're not one of those people, probably shouldn't do it.
Exactly.
Like
follow the
myself.
recipe. That's right. And for those people, follow the recipe or be willing to take the risk that it might taste horrible.
And if you don't, you probably might end up making dog biscuits like Tom.
Biscuits. Oh, yeah.
But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on another episode of the Leisure Hub Podcast. This has been a shorter one, but it has been a tasteful one.
Indeed.
A lot of puns. A lot of puns this time. You got any other puns that you want to drop in?
Chip in. It's been good.
I hated that one. I hated that one. Let's get another.
We'll not that one again.
Yeah. Let's get another little cozy. All right. Good deal.
Onomatopoeia.